This is more of my greens that I had planted last year, which is partly why I only had 5 varieties of greens in there. This is corn salad. That's just a little green leaf. Escarole. That's a little bit of a spicy curly green leaf. That's a variety of spinach. Tatsui, I'm probably mispronouncing that quite badly, is a little bit like a bok choy, but that grows more of an individual leaf. Purslane, that grows wild in a lot of places, but I've never seen it growing right around here, so I just planted some in my garden last year. Let's see here, the actual greens. I thought I had more lettuces. Well, maybe we'll get to them. Swiss chard. This pretty red one is called Vulcan Swiss chard. I have a friend who really likes the Star Wars, Star Trek, wherever the Vulcans are. Can you tell I don't watch much TV? Anyway, so I like the name and planted it partially for them, but I really like the dark red color and the green stems. And this is no pretty picture, but this is the 5-color Swiss chard. Swiss chard goes really, really well here because it, again, is cold tolerant down to like single digits. And so I plant a lot of colors of that, and I use a lot of that. I still have some head cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli seeds here. I've got them kind of all in the same category. I have experimented with this over a few years, and I simply do not have enough time to get a very mature head when I plant from seed. I can't start things indoors early enough because I don't have enough space and enough light to do that well. And so planting those from seed just didn't... They grew, but they didn't get a mature harvestable head in time for me. And so I don't think I planted any of these from seed last year. I just bought some little starts from our local greenhouse who starts them because they have the equipment and space and whatever to start them. And so that just made more sense for me. Onions and leeks, a little bit the same. I will get some onion starts. Not the little sets, I don't prefer them. They're a second-year onion. I like the ones started from seed, but again, I'm short on my space and everything to do that. So I will buy the sets and, or I don't think those are called sets, but the ones that just be a little pack with a whole bunch of little green stems coming out, and I'll plant them, and those will mature to a nice big onion bulb. And then I plant some seeds because they don't have time to get to be a big bulb onion, and I eat them as like fresh little scallions. And the leeks never get terribly huge for me, but again, I eat them as a nice fresh green. Parsnips I've grown. They're relative of a carrot. They didn't do terribly well for me, and the roots were pretty woody. I'll probably try planting a few more and see if that was something to do with just that season, but I wasn't a huge fan of the way they came out in my soil. Oh, there's another onion variety that I do the same thing with. It's supposed to be a white bulb onion, but I get to use it as a fresh, like scallion. There's another variety of kale, a green one. Oh, and then I got a yellow milkweed, because yellow, if you look at my flowers outside the house, the yellows and bluey purples and whites, that's my favorite. So I thought I'd see if that milkweed will grow and the birds will, and bees will like it. And then I've got cucumbers. I tried quite a variety last year, and most of them did okay. I've got various pickling cucumbers. That was another little white variety there. Another green one. A kind of yellow one. And so on. I just planted like 6 seeds out of each of these packs. And that's why I have so many. So I have plenty to plant more cucumbers this year. Because I don't have space to grow, 100 cucumber plants of each one. Then let's see here, we've got more greens. Okay, oh, that bag's almost empty. That was more escarole. Another loose leaf Chinese cabbage. Again, these tend to be very cold hardy, so they do pretty well for me. That's like a collard variety of cabbage. Some more Swiss chard, butter crunch lettuce, another red curly lettuce, another little butter king lettuce. I had some more tennis ball seed. There's a like burgundy tipped green lettuce. A friend gave me that one, that's why it's another little loose leaf lettuce. A red speckly lettuce. a green spiky lettuce, a dark red lettuce, and a little bit of that red ochre left as well. So, as you can see, I grow a lot of greens. That's how many different varieties of greens I'm growing. And again, I only have to plant a little patch of seeds of each, and I can make lovely salads all year. Lovely salads all year long from that. And greens, most of those greens are fairly cold tolerant. Had some peas left last year. I got a sugar pea. Little Marvel is supposed to be fast maturing. Another sugar and a little bit of Alaska peas left. And a few of these blossom tendril peas because they did pretty well. And those are the biggest. Peas have the biggest, fattest seed of about all of these. Let's see if we can keep them together. All the pea varieties. And again, guys, this is what I plant because it's what works well in my climate, and I know this from experience, and I have a colder climate than most of y'all. So don't take this as like, it's probably a good idea to find somebody, if you're not familiar with what grows well in your climate, who lives in a very similar area to you, to ask what grows well in your area. This is what grows well at a cold climate well above sea level, in my experience. They're the hardest to keep together because they're so big. Keep my piles a bit organized. Oh, there was another pea that went in there. Oh, and this purple pea, these are really beautiful. I grew these last year. I wasn't very impressed with the flavor. They just kind of tasted bland, but they're really pretty, so I'm thinking I might plant just a few kind of ornamentally. They were purple blossom and a purple pea pod, and they were really beautiful. Then I've got some other radishes. These are regular little like red radish. These ones are grown specifically for their seed pods. They get, it says rat's tail, and these seriously will get seed pods like this long on them. And again, I eat them like a spicy green bean. Again, here's a few radish seeds somebody else had given me they didn't use. So I have lots of radishes. I've got some more different varieties of kale, again, because that's pretty foolproof here. I've got a few other varieties of green beans. That's some of the same ones I've planted before. And then I think my chipmunks ate most of the seeds on these. These are runner beans, and I tried to grow them up trellises around the house, but I think the chipmunks really liked the seeds and they dug them out, and I only got a couple, but the ones that did grow, grew well and had a pretty flower. So I kind of, pardon the interruption, my camera cut out and I had to restart it, so there's a little glitch. So with 10 gallons of extra carrots, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat all of these up before they start to go bad, because I don't have a good root cellar to store things in, unfortunately. And so I pickled a bunch. I made like some spicy pickled ones, like some dill and garlic pickled ones, and they turned out really good. I'd never pickled carrots before, but they're awesome and they're crunchy and they're great to have with soups and salads and so on. So I'll probably do that again this year. So I got lots and lots of carrot varieties. Again, grow colors, and if you don't want to grow 15 kinds of carrots, at least try one color that's not orange and experiment with growing, something different. Then I have some summer squashes. I cannot grow, and by some I mean a lot, I can't grow winter squashes like the hard ones, butternuts and acorns and stuff like that, which is sad because I love them, but they need like a growing season about 3 times as long as mine, and can't take any frost. These are in the iffy category, a little bit like my beans and cucumbers, but these are all basically different kinds of zucchini, and some of them grow pretty well. And again, I just have a whole variety because it's fun, and squashes come in so many colors and shapes. So there's like a little gray-green one, a lumpy yellow one, a bulgy yellow one, a little pale green one, a round one. Again, I planted some of all of these last year, just a few seeds of each. There's like a dark green striped one, a yellow pan one, another pale one, another green striped one, an orangey pan one, kind of a regular zucchini one, and another pan shaped one. So I just plant a few seeds out of each of those bags, and if I can keep them warm enough, I do get enough little squashes to really enjoy in salads and sauteing them on the side with things and so on. one big pea packet in there. And, oh, I had a few more carrots here. Look at that. Another red carrot variety. I had a few purple dragon seeds left. And I had some more kohlrabi seeds left because I hadn't planted that many last year. And a few more beets. Oh, I think I ordered too many beets this year. Oh well. I will have plenty of beet seeds. I will use them sooner or later. And a little bit of leftover kale seeds that I hadn't quite finished planting last year because I didn't have room. And another yellow carrot. So that is my seeds. Where's my fun pile? My herbs and flowers pile, which is more experimental. So this is pretty much the things I can grow here because my climate does somewhat limit things. Then I have things that I have tried that don't work for me. I tried two Glacier and Subarctic, two varieties of tomatoes that are supposed to mature in like 50 days. They grew, I think off one of them the one year I got one tomato this big before they froze. I just don't have a warm enough climate to grow even Subarctic and Glacier tomatoes. So I have some seeds left, but you know what? I should give some of these seeds to you guys. Because then Baker Creek also tosses in some free seed packets with whatever seeds you're buying. And sometimes there are awesome things I can grow, and sometimes there are things that will not grow here at all. So I've got a free seed of a like black and green red striped tomato. A green striped tomato. I don't know if you can see that little green on there. It looks really pretty. I'd be delighted to grow these things if they would grow. They sent me a free dill, and that's awesome because I can definitely grow dill. They sent me a free bee balm, which I can also grow, so that is awesome. Then another free tomato variety, and something called a lipstick pepper, which is, I think, a bit of a spicy pepper. Anyway, peppers and tomatoes do not grow for me. And then a friend had given me cilantro. I grow lots of parsley. I just do not like the taste of cilantro. It's really good for you. It's good as a heavy metal detoxifier. I don't enjoy the flavor of it. So I've got tomato and pepper seeds there, and a pack of cilantro. Now, some of these are unopened packets. Some had some seeds out, a few seeds out of them that I had tried to grow in the past. But if, let's see, I'll have to think of a contest or something to figure out who to send these to, who has a climate who would like tomatoes and peppers and cilantro. It's like a free salsa mix seed set there for you. So, let me clean up my stuff here. This is all of my peas, which is the big lumpy pile. And again, other things like watermelon, that would be awesome. Can't grow it here. Sweet corn, can't grow it here. Let me see. Anything I don't have here needs a warmer climate than I have, or I would be growing it to the best of my knowledge. So, what I do grow, I grow peas. I grow beans some years if the weather cooperates. I grow radishes always, and I eat the bulbs and the seed pods. I grow, you can put some of these together, Swiss chard and kohlrabi. They seem like kind of a similar family to me. I do grow those for sure. They always do well. Carrots always do well, and last year they had an absolute record crop. So I definitely always grow carrots. So if I can get everything back into my little box here. Always grow kale because it always does well. And I try to plant a few extras, and I use them as ornamental in the fall. When some of my flowers around the house start freezing, I will dig up a few extra kale plants from the garden and move them into these flower boxes because they don't freeze till it's, I don't know, like 5 or 6 degrees, like way below freezing, and they have such pretty leaves. So you can grow this stuff ornamentally too. Or that's a good tip if you've got a place where they don't like the idea of you growing veggies in your front yard, grow pretty leaves in your front yard that you can also eat, and they look like they're ornamental. Squashes, summer squashes, sometimes do okay, so I plant some because I love eating them. Beets always do well, and I absolutely love beets, so we have got lots and lots of lumpy beet seed packets. I'm going to need a bigger box now. Greens, all different kinds of greens and reds and yellows and oranges and whatever all color those leaves were. Those always do well for me. Oh, that was a pea pack that missed its pea family. Onions and leeks, I get small ones, and I like small ones, and so they do well. Oh, I should do... It's cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli. I have a few different varieties. Oh, there's an onion in there. That was a mistake. He belongs in the onion family. I should do 2 giveaways there. So I've got the salsa pack of seeds, because these are things that just don't work for me to grow. I've got the onion, tomato, pepper, and cilantro pack. And I've got the cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli pack. And I'm going to give away those to somebody who would like to have them. Then I've got my 4 fun herbs and flowers and experimental things I have not yet grown pack. And cucumbers, which I generally grow some of. So that is my seed planning and organization. Now, this is getting long. I'm going to have to split this into 2 videos, guys. So that is my being all ready for summer. Now, summer is a very, very long ways away for me, because spring is still a very long ways away. And so in the meantime, these are all just going to go back in the freezer until I don't have 7 feet of snow on top of the garden. Now, I know I'm going to get questions about why don't I have a greenhouse? If you're new here, welcome, but it has mostly to do with I do not live on my own land right now. I live in an absolutely terrifically awesome spot that I am able to trade work to for the landowners. I have a video with more on that, but it is on the north side of a north hill, which is not the sunniest spot. That's not where I would pick if I was buying a property. And I am in no way complaining, because when somebody allows you to park in a spot and gives you ground to put your house on, when you live in a county where the median house price sold last year was $1.63 million. That's $1.63 million. That was the median price. I think there was only 21 homes sold for under that. That means some of the cheaper ones were 1.5 million and so on. So when somebody gives you a place to park, even if it's on the north side of a hill, you do not complain and you are very happy. But in the future, hopefully at some point I will be on my own ground, and it does have south-facing stuff, and it's a little bit warmer area and all that. And I will probably put a greenhouse in there. It does not make any sense to install a greenhouse here where there simply is almost no sunlight that ever touches my clearing in the winter, because I'm on the north side of a hill. I would have to clear, if you've seen my snowbanks out there, I would have to clear so much snow away to keep it from collapsing. I've been sent offers of like, cool, you can build this cheap little inexpensive, easy to make thing with different kinds of frames and different kinds of plastic, and that is terrific. I've worked in greenhouses before. I could not keep them from collapsing here, realistically. I just couldn't, not with this much snow. And if I really wanted it to do me a lot of good, I would have to figure out a way to heat it. It wouldn't do me much good in the middle of winter, because, as I said, there's no sunlight down in this clearing because of the trees in the north side of the hill and so on. And so hopefully that all makes sense for just why I don't have one here. Having a greenhouse, preferably actually like a sunroom variety attached to my house, is absolutely in my future plans. It just doesn't make any sense for me right here, right now, because of the particular conditions. Which is why for some of these things like my cabbage and broccolis, it just makes more sense for me to go down to the local greenhouse who has a big setup and room and space and does get sunlight and all of that, and get some of their starts that they've already grown up to being, this tall, so that I can actually get cabbage and broccoli heads to mature in a season. So that is my garden planning. If you want to look at last year's video, I showed you how I drew out all my garden plans of exactly where I'm going to plant what for the year, and that's when I still had my original garden with just long beds in a row right over there. If you watched last fall's videos, you probably know I'm in the middle of remaking new, hopefully rodent-proof beds, and they're a little different shape, so I've got to do some redrawing out of my plans of what's going where for that, but this video is already way too long, and so I'm going to leave that out of here. So for, let's give away these. Again, guys, some of these are unopened seed packets, and some are brand new from this year, some are from the last year or two, and some have had some seeds out of them. So don't get overly excited about this being something it isn't. These are just seeds I have, which realistically in the next bunch of years, I'm not going to be able to plant or use here, so they may as well go to somebody who can grow useful food out of them. So let's see, we've got the salsa pack and the brassica pack. Let's just make it simple. If you would want one of these and you would grow these things and you have a climate where they would grow and you would like to eat them, comment down below. Let's say you have to pick one. I'll send them to two separate people. Either say, I want that salsa pack or I want that brassica pack. And let's see, this is beginning of May. Oh, not beginning. March. This is March. This is not May. Beginning of March. Let's say by March 15. You have till March 15 to comment on this, and then I'll just run it through a random thingy, and I'll pick one of each comment. One, I want the salsa pack, and one, I want the brassica pack, and I'll trying to think how I'll get a hold of you because YouTube dropped its messaging thingy. I'll comment on your comment, so check back and get an address where I can mail these off to you. So that's the seed giveaway in this video. Comment, I want the salsa pack, I want the brassica pack, gotta pick one, can't comment for both, and I will, I'll randomly pick one of y'all to send them to, so hopefully they can become useful, yummy plants for somebody else who can actually grow them. That is my seed planting operation and what I plant and why I plant the things I do, and I am excited about gardening, and now I'm going to go forget about it for a few months until I can do anything in my garden again. Hi folks, Ariel over here. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time watching these videos. Hopefully you found something beautiful, educational, interesting, peaceful, relaxing, or useful while you are here. If so, find more videos here, subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and if you like what you found here, feel free to like and share away so that others can benefit as well. You all have a wonderful day.